Hi, I'm Ethan. After 15 years in Special Forces, I thought I knew everything about threat assessment. Turns out I missed the biggest threat of all, the one sleeping right next to me. Morning, beautiful, I said, placing a coffee mug on Sarah's nightstand. Don't forget dinner with the Millers tonight. Sarah stretched languidly, her blonde hair fanning across the pillow. Do we have to? Tom's stories about accounting make me want to throw myself off a bridge. Come on, they're our friends. Besides, Claire's been looking forward to seeing you. Fine, Sarah sighed, reaching for her phone. But you owe me. Deal. I kissed her forehead, noticing how she angled her phone away from me. That evening, I was grabbing Sarah's coat when her phone buzzed on the counter. A text preview flashed. Can't wait for tomorrow, he won't know what hit him. My training kicked in. Observe, analyze, don't react. Throughout dinner, Sarah laughed at all the right moments, but something was off. You okay, man? Tom asked as we grilled dessert. You seem distracted. Yeah, just work stuff. The next morning, I called my old squad mate, Mike. Ethan, long time, brother. How's civilian life treating you? Not great, actually. Can you meet today? Need your expertise? Sounds serious. Cafe Meridian at noon? Perfect. The cafe was busy, but Mike had secured a corner table. Old habits die hard. So what's so urgent? Mike asked, his weathered face creased with concern. I think Sarah's cheating. Mike's coffee mug stopped halfway to his mouth. Whoa, that's not what I expected. What makes you think so? Secretive with her phone, unexplained absences, and this text I saw? I showed him the screenshot I'd taken. He won't know what hit him? That's concerning? It gets worse. Last night I checked her laptop. Dangerous territory, brother. I know, but my gut was screaming. Found emails between her and some guy named James. They've been seeing each other for months, but here's the kicker. They're discussing life insurance payouts, my policy. Mike's expression hardened. You think they're planning to kill you? Read this. I slid my phone across the table. Mike's eyes widened as he scrolled. Accidents happen all the time to guys like him. The policy pays triple for work-related incidents. We just need to make it look convincing. Jesus, Ethan, this is premeditated murder, I finished. My wife and her boyfriend are planning to kill me. Have you confronted her? Not yet. Special Forces taught me to gather intel before engagement. Smart, Mike nodded. What's your plan? That's why I called you. I need help setting up surveillance, collecting evidence, the legal way. I want her to face justice, not just divorce papers. You realize what you're saying? This is Sarah we're talking about. I know exactly who we're talking about, I said, my voice low. 6 years of marriage, and she's planning my funeral with her side piece. Mike leaned back, studying me. Remember that hostage situation in Kandahar? When that negotiator said the worst thing you can do is act emotionally? I remember. This is the same thing. We need to be methodical, gather evidence, build a case. So you'll help? Mike's expression softened. Brother, we survived 3 tours together. You think I'd let you handle this alone? I'm in. There's one more thing, I said, voice dropping lower. Yesterday, I found something in her gym bag, potassium chloride, untraceable in an autopsy, if administered correctly. Mike's face went pale. Shit, Ethan, this isn't just talk. They're actively moving forward. Yeah, I nodded, jaw tight. And according to their timeline, I've got about 3 days to live. We need more evidence, Mike said as we left the cafe. Enough to convince the police this isn't just a jealous husband's paranoia. My sister knows a detective. Maybe she can help. Your sister? Lisa hasn't spoken to you in months. Not since I missed her wedding because of Sarah's emergency trip to see her sick mother, who was actually on a cruise in the Bahamas. I'm guessing that was time with James. Lisa's voice was cool when she answered my call. The prodigal brother returns. Lisa, I need your help. It's serious. 20 minutes later, we sat in her living room, tension thick enough to cut. Let me get this straight, Lisa said, pacing. You think Sarah, your perfect wife, the woman you chose over your own family, is cheating and planning to murder you? I don't think I know, I replied, showing her the evidence. She scanned the emails, her expression shifting from skepticism to horror. Have you called the police? With what, suspicious emails? They'll think it's a domestic dispute. That's where your detective friend comes in, Mike added. Lisa sighed. Rodriguez owes me a favor, but Ethan, this is crazy? Yeah, I'm aware. I was going to say heartbreaking. I never liked her, but murder? That's... Her voice trailed off. Will you call him? Lisa nodded reluctantly. Give me a minute. While she made the call, Mike leaned in. We need to secure your house if they're planning something soon. Already on it. Changed the security code, checked for tampered food, unusual substances. Lisa returned, phone in hand. Rodriguez will meet us at 4. Don't get your hopes up, he's skeptical. Detective Rodriguez was a barrel-chested man with perpetually narrowed eyes. Mr. Harris, I'm only here as a courtesy to Lisa. I appreciate that, Detective. Here's what I have. As he reviewed the evidence, his expression remained impassive. These emails are concerning but not definitively criminal. The potassium chloride could be for legitimate uses. Like what? I demanded. Salt substitute for people with high blood pressure. Neither Sarah nor anyone we know has high blood pressure, I countered. Look, Rodriguez sighed. I understand your concern, but Mike interrupted. Detective, with all due respect, I've seen enough pre-mission intelligence to recognize a threat. This is real. Even if it is, Rodriguez replied, we need more. Get me concrete evidence of an actual murder plot, not just suspicious circumstances. So I'm supposed to wait until she tries to kill me? I asked incredulously. No. Rodriguez leaned forward. You're supposed to be smarter than that. You've got military training? Use it. Set up surveillance, record conversations legally, and build a case I can take to a judge. Lisa, who had been quiet, suddenly spoke up. What if we set a trap? Give them the opportunity they're looking for, but under controlled circumstances. Everyone turned to her in surprise. What? She shrugged. I watch crime shows. Actually, Mike said slowly, that could work. Make them think they have the perfect opportunity. While we're recording everything, I finished. Rodriguez looked between us. I didn't hear this conversation, but hypothetically, if someone were to record a confession to a murder plot, that would be something I could work with. Hypothetically, I nodded. One more thing, Rodriguez added, standing to leave. Don't get yourself killed proving you're right. After he left, Lisa turned to me. I still think this is insane. Sarah's manipulative, sure, but a murderer? You never liked her, I said. Why defend her now? I'm not defending her. I'm worried about you spiraling into paranoia. Paranoia? I laughed bitterly. She has potassium chloride, Lisa. She's discussing my death benefits with her boyfriend. And if you're right, Lisa shot back, she's dangerous. You're talking about cornering someone who's already decided your life is worth less than a payout. Mike stepped between us. Both valid points, which is why we need to be careful. Ethan, what exactly did their emails say about timing? James suggested my accident should happen this weekend, during my hiking trip with the guys. Perfect, Mike nodded. That's our window. We set up the trap tomorrow night. The next evening, our plan was in motion. Cameras installed, recording devices active, and Mike hidden in the spare bedroom with a direct line to Rodriguez. You sure about this? Mike asked. No, I admitted, but it's our best shot. At 6, Sarah arrived home, surprised to find me in the kitchen. I thought you had that strategy meeting tonight. Canceled, I replied, pouring wine. Thought we could have dinner instead. I heard her making a hushed call from the bathroom. 20 minutes later, she emerged with a bright smile that didn't reach her eyes. I've been thinking about that hiking trip this weekend, I said casually. Sarah perked up. The one with your old squad? What about it? I'm considering canceling. Some of the trails might be too risky with the recent rainfall. Her face fell momentarily. But you've been looking forward to it for months. You shouldn't cancel. Your concern is touching, I said. Almost as touching as your concern for my life insurance policy. The glass froze halfway to her lips. What? I know about James. James? I don't know what you're... Stop, I cut her off. I've seen the emails, Sarah, the plans, the potassium chloride in your gym bag. She set her glass down carefully. You went through my things, my emails? That's invasion of privacy? Interesting that your first concern is privacy, not the accusation of planning my murder. Murder? That's absurd. You've completely lost it. Have I? I slid printed copies of her emails across the table. She scanned them, face paling. These are taken out of context. James is a colleague helping with a surprise funeral, apparently. The doorbell rang. Sarah jumped. Expecting someone? I asked. James, perhaps? I opened the door to find a tall man with styled hair and an expensive watch. You must be James, I said calmly. Please join our conversation about how you and my wife plan to kill me this weekend. His smile faltered. I don't know what you're talking about. Sarah called saying she needed help with... A paranoid husband, I finished. Funny considering the detailed emails about making my death look like a hiking accident. He's delusional, Sarah said quickly. He needs help, James. I told you about his PTSD episodes. PTSD? I laughed. That's your play? I've never been diagnosed with PTSD. Your nightmares, she insisted. The way you check the perimeter, your jumpiness. Standard security awareness, I corrected. From the training that's keeping me alive right now. James backed toward the door. Look, I don't want any trouble. Too late for that, I said. Conspiracy to commit murder tends to be troublesome. We never, Sarah sputtered. Ethan, please, you're misunderstanding everything. Yes, James and I have been seeing each other, and I'm sorry for that. But murder, that's insane. Then explain the potassium chloride, she faltered. It's for a science project at school. You teach English, Sarah. James suddenly lunged for the door, but Mike stepped out, blocking his path. Going somewhere? Mike asked. James's demeanor changed instantly. You've got nothing on us, no proof. Actually, I said, we have the emails, the potassium chloride, and this entire conversation recorded with permission from Detective Rodriguez. Sarah's composure cracked. Ethan, please, she begged. It was a mistake. James convinced me, but I never would have gone through with it. I love you. Save it for the jury, Mike suggested. James suddenly shoved Mike aside and pulled a knife from his jacket. You ruined everything, he shouted, lunging at me. I sidestepped, caught his arm, and had him face down on the floor in seconds. And now we can add assault with a deadly weapon, I said, as Rodriguez burst through the door, weapon drawn. The following weeks were a blur of statements and legal proceedings. Sarah and James were charged with conspiracy to commit murder, with James facing additional charges for assault. The DA's confident, Rodriguez said in his office. Between the emails, recordings, and the potassium chloride analysis showing lethal concentration, they've got a solid case. Good, I nodded. Any chance they make bail? Not with the flight risk assessment. They'll be enjoying state accommodations until trial. Mike entered with coffee. Lawyer called. Sarah's requesting a meeting. Why would I agree to that? I asked. Closure, maybe, Rodriguez suggested. Sometimes victims need to face their attackers in a controlled environment. After consideration, I agreed. Sarah looked diminished in her jumpsuit, eyes red-rimmed. Thank you for coming, she said quietly. I'm not here for you, I replied. I'm here for me. I just wanted to explain. That you planned to murder me for insurance money? The emails explained that clearly enough. It wasn't like that initially, she insisted. James and it started as an affair, but then he learned about your policy, and things escalated. Things don't just escalate to murder, Sarah. People choose murder. I was weak, she admitted, caught up in something that spiraled out of control. But I need you to know I wouldn't have gone through with it. The potassium chloride in your gym bag suggests otherwise. That was James's idea. He pressured me. Stop, I cut her off. You're still not taking responsibility. Even now, facing charges, you're blaming someone else. What do you want me to say? That I'm a monster? I want nothing from you, I said evenly. Not explanations, not apologies, not tears. Can you ever forgive me? She asked, tears streaming. No, I said simply. Some betrayals can't be forgiven. But all our years together mean nothing compared to the moment you decided my life was worth less than a payout. Outside, Mike waited with Lisa, who had come for support. How'd it go? Lisa asked, as expected. Tears, excuses, blame shifting. You okay? Mike asked. Getting there, I admitted. The hardest part is accepting that the person I trusted most wanted me dead. What's next for you? Lisa asked. Selling the house? Too many memories? You could stay with me until you find a place, she offered. Thanks, sis. Mike clapped my shoulder. Some of the guys are meeting up next weekend. No hiking, just beer and bad jokes. You should come. I might do that. As we reached our cars, Lisa asked, Do you ever wonder if you missed signs earlier? Every day, I admitted. But then I remember something my first commander told me. You can't control other people's choices, only how you respond to them. So how are you responding? Lisa asked. I looked between them, my sister who'd always been honest with me, and my friend who'd had my back through war and peace. By remembering who I can trust, I said, and by being thankful, I'm still here to figure out what comes next. What would you do if the person closest to you betrayed you? Would you recognize the warning signs? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories of betrayal and justice.